Hello and welcome to another Digital Foundry Let's Play PC Time Capsule video, this time looking at Half-Life 2, but something different today as we're looking at Half-Life 2 on some non-common devices. First, we have John Litterman over there on the Xbox. How are you doing there, John?
Doing pretty good. I loved covering this game for DF Retro some years ago, but I thought it would be fun to revisit it this way as well. So
yes, definitely.
I'm playing on that OG Xbox. There's a lot to say about it.
Oh, for sure. And over there on the PlayStation Triple, we've got Richard Ledbetter. How you doing there, Rich?
Yeah, fantastic. Can't wait to play this game again because I remember playing it back in the day, and man, what a stink that caused.
Now, gentlemen, you'll have to wait for me for a second here because this is going to highlight one of the first differences. Check it out.
What? Okay, I didn't expect that.
So, I think first Half-Life 2 was released in 2004, right? Minimum requirements, a decent Pentium 4, 512 megs of RAM, and a pretty decent video card, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Xbox, as hardware, is significantly below that spec.
Yeah.
So Valve had a lot of work to do to make this work on the original Xbox. And as we'll see, it doesn't look great, it doesn't run great, but I think what they achieved is actually pretty darn impressive given the specs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, just looking at it right now, we've got a nice, actually, triple threat side-by-side going on right now. And so there's a couple things that should be different. If you're looking at this, watching this, I'm playing the original version of Half-Life 2 on a more or less period correct hardware for around 2005, 2006 with some interchangeable parts there. Richard's version of the game is the orange box version of the game, which is actually quite different because it changes some of the level geometry, adds in things like HDR as an internal HDR rendering, motion blur bloom, and a couple other things. And John is, of course, on that original version of the game that I'm running on, but downgraded for the Xbox. So those are the differences you're seeing.
And this Xbox version was, and we can start exploring.
Let's go forward a bit and look at Breen's teleprompter thing up here.
So the original Xbox version was, I believe, developed by Valve, and it runs on a unique version of Source, the 2004 version of Source.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very much based on that original release of Half-Life 2. By the way, check out these train textures.
Oh, they're brutal. So, a lot better on my end than Rich's end.
So this is actually interesting. This game required 512 megs of RAM, and that's not including VRAM on PC, right? Mm-hmm. So 64 megabytes of memory total on Xbox.
Yeah, that has a good reason to degrade the quality. But check out the HDR and bloom already there on Rich's end. And also they added in like fake God rays there coming from the top above Breen's head. Something completely missing in the PC version and, of course, the original Xbox version. So we already see some of the advantages that the orange box version of Half-Life 2 has. It looks pretty awesome, actually.
It really does.
Yeah.
And Dr. Breen is still talking on my side here because, slightly out of sync with that loading screen. Let's go check out some textures, shall we?
For sure.
If we walk right up to this thing next to the trash can, plant our face against the wall, and look up at the graffiti, how does it look?
I mean, like this one right here. It looks a lot better than the Xbox version. That's for certain.
It's really interesting. So what they've done, I think, is like the textures that are most important in a scene, like the ground textures, are kept at a reasonable resolution, but anything that's not like mission critical is reduced to like maybe 1/8 res or something, maybe just quarter, but it varies. But it's very, very blurry, and I think that's just the only way they could actually get this working within those memory constraints.
Yeah, I'm currently enjoying the image-based lighting found on the floor and on a lot of the stuff going around here. That
was a special feature at the time.
Oh, it was. It required DirectX 8.1 to get these nice effects. That's how you get these really cool reflections on the ground right here across all versions.
And they don't match up with anything, but
No,
it's still
really.
It's still cool.
They still look
But wow, look at it on the PS Triple there. on the updated version, the orange box version. It is more orange.
It is indeed a lot like, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably the Bloom and HDR pipeline doing its magic.
So let's continue this way down here, and then we could talk a little bit more. I kind of want to get Rich's thoughts on this PS Triple version, because it was notorious, right, Rich?
Yeah, basically, Valve announced that the Orange Box was coming to Xbox 360. They found a publishing partner with Electronic Arts, and Electronic Arts wanted to release it on PlayStation 3, and Valve's attitude towards PlayStation 3 at the time is actually the stuff of legend. And I'm going to quote Gabe here. The PS3 is a total disaster on so many levels. I think it's really clear that Sony lost track of what customers and what developers wanted. I'd say even at this late date, they should just cancel it and do a do-over.
Ouch.
Just say this was a horrible disaster and we're sorry, and we're going to stop selling this and stop trying to convince people to develop for it.
Yeah.
So the end result was that Valve wouldn't touch it with somebody else's barge pole. And so Electronic Arts seemed to. I mean, this is kind of like one of the great mysteries. Who did actually do the port? We know, we suspect it was an internal studio at Electronic Arts. I did hear word back in the day that it was maybe one of the Guildford studios or one of the UK studios, but nobody's ever claimed responsibility for it. But the thing is, when you first play it, it actually looks. I mean, it's blurry for some reason. But it's
probably using
Quincunx
anti-aliasing. That's probably why. I'm running 4x MSAA, which will look similar in terms of edge treatment, but it'll not be blurry. So that's interesting.
I'm running 480p raw, no anti-aliasing. It is non-square pixels stretched to 16:9 since the game supports widescreen and it's anamorphic.
But as we'll see later on, though, this level of performance shall not be maintained. I mean, at the moment, it's 30 FPS with inconsistent frame pacing. Have you said your specs, Alex?
Not yet. So the thing is, with this, I could have gone for a PC that actually is like a release version of Half-Life 2 PC, but this time I decided to go for one that is trying to go towards what the PlayStation 3's equivalent specs might have looked like on PC.
Right. Okay.
But with the consideration that we don't have a cell processor or an IBM processor or anything like that. So this is a 2006 era CPU, which is a Intel Core 2 Duo E6600, also a legendary CPU, with a GeForce 7800 GT, which is kind of basically I would say it's very close to the GPU that was used in the PlayStation 3, actually.
It's kind of close to a 7900 GT, closest, but you're not a million miles away, obviously.
No, and the thing is, I'm also running the game at 720p max settings, 4x MSAA, targeting 60 FPS, and I think you could see on the stream here, it's a pretty nice 60, actually. It's pretty awesome.
All right, loading comparison. Let's go.
Let's see.
The loading's really bad on the triple.
Okay, so I'm running on a 7200 RPM SATA
you already loaded
hard drive.
Alex.
So
Xbox wins. Flawless victory.
My load
Well,
is
actually,
so
Rich,
awesome.
you started the loading slightly late.
The fact they're comparable at all is a disaster.
It's pretty bad.
I'll line them up in post so people know who's the real WinRAR here. To quote myself out of the other video.
Check out the reflection texture there.
Oh, it's great.
On that original Xbox there. It's just it's suggestive of
So it's interesting how the HDR and Bloom pipeline is making all the cube maps like really bright.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like possibly too much.
Yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to look that way. I mean, maybe it is somehow better conserving. I don't know, like the real energy. It's hard to tell.
What about the shadow there? Fake shadow, like the baked.
Oh, it's higher res in the orange box version.
Yeah, look at that. It actually has the window pane.
So one thing that obviously they did back then is all the direct lighting in Half-Life 2 is basically baked. And as a part of that, they did actually go back and rebake the baked lighting for the orange box for a number of areas. And there are player mods that people have made over time to rebake the lighting even again to make it even better and more accurate.
Look at this scene on the orange box here. They really went nuts.
Oh, yeah. I actually do think it looks pretty good, though, to be honest with you.
I actually like that there. That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let's all stand in this. Everybody get to this far corner here. You know, after you come around the corner.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
go stand over here. And then point your cursor right up there at the tip.
Yeah, like that.
And then we can get a really nice. Oh, no.
On the other
in the wrong
side.
corner.
Okay.
Other
Yeah,
side.
that one.
Just don't touch that guy.
Don't touch that.
And then you see the little pixel edge here at the bottom of the window, a little bit to the right.
Okay, you want me to do this?
No, look at our screen.
No. See where our
There.
reticle is? Where the reticle is?
You should see it really well on John's screen.
I
You
can't
see
see
it?
it.
Oh, God.
It's
Discord.
oh,
You know what?
okay,
That's
well,
close enough. That's close enough.
I'll try to simulate Rich then.
Yeah. I'll simulate Rich's as well, too. There we go.
So what have we got here? We look at this big room, and it is interesting to.
I'm just trying to see if there's actually any core differences in level of detail. It's not a very
Well,
detailed
there's
room,
that
so it's
that
hard to
extra
see.
door. That's not, you can't enter it, but they removed it. See that with the guard standing in front?
It's just useless geometry in that case.
Yeah,
Which is
that's a
funny
good-
that they would get rid of that, though.
It kind of doesn't make sense though, because behind that wall is that hallway. And
Yeah,
doors
with the
over there on-
doors.
like, I guess you could have two doors, but still.
Yeah, well, let's see, because the other side should have textures for the other doors. Let's see if they're still
find
there.
out. Let's go to
forward,
the other
actually.
side then.
It'd be
Go
funny
check
if they
that out.
weren't there, like they also changed the texture too. Oh, that'd be great.
And there's nothing here.
Is it literally just they didn't even include the door then?
Yeah, they just removed the door. Just extra geometry they could cut out. Smart.
It's kind of incredible, actually. I mean, I don't know if it really helps the room that much in terms of performance. You'll have to tell me, John. Is
Wow,
it,
look at this
running
door
really well?
texture. How's your door texture look if you walk right up to it?
It's seen better days on every.
Yeah, it's
on
not. It's
every
not the best.
platform.
Around the yeah.
So one
That's
thing
fair.
that
So
might
here we go.
happen
This-
if you look at your floor there, John,
Yeah.
soon. Is there actually a normal map there or no?
Mm,
There
Yeah,
is, there
is.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so
It's
they
right-
do have
yep.
one. Okay.
So this was an iconic scene, right?
Oh,
When
I
we
love
first
it.
walk out of the train station. And if we compare it across them here
Once again, the
to HDR,
that HDR, like, it really blooms out the sky quite heavily. Getting pictures
changes
taken
the
of
look
us.
of the game quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do really
Oh,
do
look,
like it though.
they removed some of. If you look at the buildings over here, they removed some of that geometry for like the sign placement or whatever,
and like the antennae as well too.
Yeah, so lots of simple little nips and tucks here and there just to make it.
Oh, they got rid of the awning on the one building over here to the right.
Oh yeah, look at that, and the hotel sign.
Wow, that is such a. I mean, if it does help, why
It's just
not?
such-
But I'm
right, it's
genuinely
just-
surprised that it is not there. You know, in the case of this, it could actually be as well a question of texture memory too, because if you have this jutting out thing, it needs a texture for a hotel.
Yep, that's right. So that saves on that.
That's maybe one of the reasons why they did it.
So let's continue on down here under this bridge.
Yeah. Oh, we have this. When we get under the bridge over here, we have to look at the car at the end of the alley, because I know that is an orange box difference coming up soon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think you highlighted that in your video.
I think I
back in
mentioned
the
that
day.
in the video. Yeah, that was something that was broken in the orange box, if I recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like the look of this area so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, the HDR sky looks awesome there. Bloomed
There it
out like
is.
that.
Yeah. Looks great.
It's the car thing.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's the car
Wait.
thing.
So
Wait
how
a
does it
minute.
look on? Wait a minute.
It's the same on all of them.
So it's broken now.
It's broken. It's broken for some
So I
reason.
feel like in the original version, it's not broken.
Well, now I'm genuinely confused. Why is it
Look at the
broken on
textures here.
Oh yeah. The lighting looks way different almost. Too, like on them. It's very curious.
Okay, that's
as we get
super
beaten to
weird.
death here.
Well, and when I made that video, I actually did use the original 2004 release version.
Yeah, this one to get it running on an XP Vista PC, I am having to use the Steamless version, which is technically, I believe, Game of the Year version edition. It's pre
somewhat
Orange
updated.
Box, but it may not be 1.0.
Right. Okay, so
Yeah, let's push
we got
forward.
the park here. Man, this is really interesting stuff
swing
to see.
set.
Yeah, you get to spin the letters. But still, bringing this to Xbox was kind of a crazy thing because this came out in 2005 when the Xbox was actually nearly finished because, Xbox 360 would launch.
Yeah, right.
So this was a very late game for the original Xbox.
And that they managed to get it right at all. Like you were saying earlier, with the original, you were mentioning that the original specs for the PC version required a Pentium 4 processor, and I think you said 512 megabytes of system RAM.
Yes.
And you're dealing with a total of 64 combined memory for
On
GPU and
Xbox.
CPU on Xbox. Crunching that down and also getting it to run on a P3 running at 733, that's rough. So
Yeah.
there hasn't been another. There should be a loading point for us all right here.
Yeah, right here.
I'm gonna line them up in post again so people can appreciate the speed differences.
There we go. So the Xbox version must install a cache to the hard drive because when it first boots, there's like a 2-minute loading screen.
Okay.
Oh wait, look at this.
Oh,
Look what's absent.
they cut out the shader there.
That was my favorite thing.
I know.
Wow.
Like
It's just
the refraction.
I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't try to simulate that.
Considering later on, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some shader effects that are similar, right, John?
Yeah, let's right.
Okay, let's go up the
And
stairs,
for those
yeah.
watching, we will be cutting to another chapter here shortly that shows some more action in a different part of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Especially,
We're just
so
going
let's
through the
look,
iconic
same thing.
intro. Yeah.
Isn't this the area of your toilet shame, Alex? From the,
It is actually very close to the toilet shame area.
Wait, hold on. Where's the toilet of shame? Is it here?
it's
I
in
think
this
here.
building.
I found it.
It's on the top level, right?
No, it's right here.
Oh, it is? Oh, but still, I mean, I love that toilet, man. It's so good. What can I say?
Oh my
It happened again.
I'm not going to go back to it. I've already seen it enough, to say the least.
Oh, they did that cool thing with the shader to simulate the slightly warbling look of the wallpaper.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
You know that?
Yeah.
I couldn't focus on it because the game pushed me forward, but whatever. So, Rich, so this would have been early in the history of Digital Foundry doing what we do now, right?
Yeah, it's quite interesting to look back at the coverage. It's actually quite interesting to see that despite being patched, the key issues weren't really resolved. So the blurriness versus Xbox, the performance issues you see later on, just feels not particularly impressive.
But the thing is, though, is at that point the tools didn't show frame time, did they?
No, they didn't. I don't think we even had tools at that point
Oh yeah.
that showed frame rate graphing. You just have to kind of eyeball it, and you could tell that it was 30, but there was inconsistencies there, right? And that's kind of, I mean, this is even you, John, the human fraps at the time couldn't quite understand what was going on. I think Halo 3 was the game that did it.
Yeah, that was the one where I was commenting online like, hey guys, what's wrong with this game? Like, there's something seriously weird with the performance, and nobody, and this was during the era when NeoGAF was relevant, and I was on there, of course, and there was people from Bungie posting there like confused as to what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's producing 30 frames per second, but the frame pacing was messed up. And obviously that was still too early for people to really have figured out what that means. It's the same reason why you would look at like an SLI setup and see issues. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh, this is just... It didn't have a proper descriptor yet. And once we discovered frame time, I think that was a key moment in terms of understanding performance.
Oh, for sure.
Wow,
My
we
goodness.
got our synchronized here pretty well.
I know. We're like I mean, in post, I'm going to synchronize them even better. But yeah, it's looking awesome as is.
But you know it's not looking awesome? This elevator textures. Look at this.
Okay, that is so Half-Life 1. In a really good way, though. I actually love Half-Life 1's textures. So I'm actually liking that quite a bit.
Wow, the difference.
You know,
you can see where the
where it was.
11, the 1-104-1-L is supposed to be there. I think. Oh man, this is fantastic.
I'm in love.
You've got like placeholder textures, basically.
I know.
Placeholder artwork.
It's like they haven't loaded in yet, but they never do.
Oh, it's like the door texture from Final Fantasy then. But every every texture is the door texture.
Oh, wait, do you have a loading screen here?
No, we definitely don't. That would be such a how do you call that? Blue balls moment? Oh wait, no, we do have a load. Wait, I lied.
There's a loading screen, Alex.
Well, then,
I need clarification on the blue balls moment.
I just
actually no,
no. I'm just a little shocked actually because it didn't seem like much happened there. Like, I guess so.
It's just loading Dr. Kleiner's lab.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on there. I always loved the graffiti in Half-Life 2, like this stuff. So good.
Oh yeah, where is that at?
That's probably right on the stairs right there. It's right there on the right hand side. Yeah, go down the steps, John.
Yeah.
And then on the right hand side of the wall there, a little bit forward, past the light. Should be right there.
Oh, right there.
Hey, it's at least part of the texture still.
It's
Respect.
there.
It's there.
Dr. Breen's private reserve. You know, we were talking earlier, but I actually think, and something I want to do a full DF Retro on still is Doom 3.
Yeah, oh my god.
I think Doom 3 has a superior Xbox port to this in the sense that they really customize it to fit the Xbox, and it ends up looking surprisingly good, and it runs at a very stable frame rate. Hey. It's so impressive. And there's a co-op mode.
Look, there's a representation of the frame time graph of the PlayStation 3 here.
Excellent. And the magnifying glass.
Yeah, which is, see, like, this is the thing. They got rid of that one, shader earlier that, like, made the thing all wobbly looking and cool with refraction, but they keep it here on Xbox for this thing.
So, but tell me about this now, Alex. Look at the, see these posts that go to the ground around that? Look at how simplified it is on the original Xbox.
Oh, I did not expect that.
They basically cut geometry anywhere they can to save on performance and memory, I think. And it's textures too. Like the whole thing is like just reduced to its most basic component.
The light map is still using the old geometry location too. You can see.
You can see right here. There's
there's
shadow for a pole baked in to the light map, but there's no pole. It's too low res.
I mean, it makes sense to not waste the time rebaking light maps when you could just like quarter their size or 1/8 their size.
Absolutely.
And honestly, for most diffuse lighting,
how about this thing?
It's not that big of a deal.
How does this table look on? Did they reduce the polygon count?
It's over here, right?
Slightly, yes.
I think they did, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Look at the little yellow light box there. It's a triangle shape now. And these edges here, simplified. And of course, the center itself is actually a square with a circle texture on it. See that?
Yes, I do. Dude, what about the cactus over here? Is that still there? Looking all right?
Yeah. No, it's a hexagon now.
Oh god!
We're laughing about this obviously because it is
smart
kind of
stuff,
funny,
though.
right? But yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? It's actually very, very smart stuff.
They also reversed the texture on the send and receive button on the front for some reason.
It's because it's upside down. Look, send and receive it's backwards.
Oh, really?
That's not so smart, actually. I would love to know how that happened.
That is a funny one.
So now we can go get the suit.
Yeah, let's go grab the suit. Oh, this is great. I'm loving this already. This is so good. Oh, Barney's locked me in the corner here. I have to jump over his head.
Are these things hexagonal on yours?
No, they are not there. They have at least 2 more sides per each side you have there.
Man, they made so many cuts to geometry, and I'd love to know how they did it.
right?
Like, what was their process? Did they use some sort of automation tool, or did they just go in there and start removing vertices? And
I'm gonna have to guess that there could be that. It could also be the other LOD that we don't see. Too often, which is another one, but that would be hard to find because I can't get far enough away from the object.
Yeah, I don't know if they have that much LOD stuff going on in this game, though.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, there are some LODs occasionally you see, but not for every object. Because a lot of the game world is made with brushes.
Exactly.
And not actually discrete models. Because that's the way Half-Life was made, and Half-Life 2 followed suit. And that's why these games look the way they do. I think that's why they look as good as they do.
That was around the era where developers were switching more to a mesh-based model for design. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, but yeah, using brushes to build the base geometry and then adding these extra details on top, you know, still the way it's done. It works.
I like it.
Gentlemen, though, I think at this point, though, we should probably skip ahead a little bit, like rather than going through this entire sequence.
Yeah,
it does take some time.
Let's do a little magic, and we'll be right back. All right, the magic is complete. We're back. We skipped ahead a little bit. Now we actually have weapons, and we're playing Root Canal.
With the crowbar, which
weapon in the singular, yeah.
Yeah. You still have to get the pistol over here.
That is a pretty lovely kind of pun, though, isn't it? Root Canal. You know, it is painful.
It's kind of like
and we're actually going on a canal.
The Halo kind of naming scheme is also very silly.
They love to do that in Halo, and I love that they do it.
Flashlight. Actually, this is a nice dark area. Rich, can you turn on the flashlight and shine it at the stairs? That's another orange box difference.
So stand in the corner.
Be careful.
In the leftmost corner. But kill them first.
Okay, hold on.
Almost. Yeah, he's so dead.
Now, if you stand in the corner here and then flip on your flashlight, you should... No, left corner
of the room.
Okay.
There we go. Right there, yeah.
And just move it around like in circles. You should see it really nicely. The shadow maps from the... That does.
Well, it's actually kind of hard to see when you stand still.
Yeah, you have to get a little bit closer.
Yeah. Try walking around it like this.
That was something added in, I believe, Half-Life. I don't want to say it's Ep1, actually. I do want to say it is Ep2, and then ported back with the orange box.
I think it was. It was added in Episode 2, because Episode 2 is where the orange box came from, right? Like.
Yeah.
It didn't appear until Orange Box, and that's where all the graphical improvements showed up.
Yeah. They already started doing a handful of them for Ep1, but I don't think I actually ever ported back the improvements from... I actually don't know off the top of my head if they imported those improvements back to Episode 1. It's kind of... People always forget about Episode 1 because it wasn't a part of the Orange Box.
Okay, let's all...
Or at least that part of it.
Let's all stand against the fence back here and point straight ahead after you blow up the barrels.
Okay.
Just so we can clear them. And then we should get this will give us a nice comparison, I think. Okay, well, I'll get to the corner.
Yeah, I'll get to the
Rich.
corner then too. There we go.
Okay, if we just stand here.
So one thing I'm noticing is that John, all of his debris from the barrels and stuff disappears almost immediately.
Right, and sometimes the box debris is gone. But also look at the apartment building there.
Yeah.
And wait, I'm standing... against this. Wait, look, I can't see the fence thing here. Look, this they removed this area, or in terms of you can't walk to the left of this.
What?
See, they changed the level.
It's a different level. For what purpose was that? Is it to not confuse players?
I don't know, but yeah. And then look at this apartment building. What they did to it. I mean, this is actually a very smart design to cut that down, but it's just. Yeah, it's just missing. And look at this up here.
They just cut it off.
It's so
the geometry seam.
That really makes me wonder again, how they did this. Did they use like some sort of like LOD tool to?
They might have just gone in and retouched every asset, which sounds painful though.
Yeah, I guess they had to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, get on the train with the super low-res texture.
So this train did seem to LOD a little bit as it was moving in.
with this frame rate, it's sometimes hard for me to tell.
What is your general performance level, John? Because the reason we skipped ahead to this bit is that it's where things start to go horribly wrong for the triple.
I would say Xbox dips as low as like almost single digits at times, but it's usually in like the teens and 20s. You can see in these kind of scenes like this where nothing's happening, it's actually perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
But although you look over here and it immediately starts to drop frames, so it's pretty slow. But you know, given the hardware, it's hard to complain. This kind of stuff though, like physics, it's not too bad, but it does have an impact on that for sure.
Because, up to this point, it's, we have got 30 frames per second, we have got poor frame pacing, but performance isn't a problem on the PlayStation 3 yet.
Right.
Things are...
No, hold on. Back up, Rich and Alex. You see where you walk to that fence? Come to the corner here, and let's take a look at...
Did you see something?
I just want to see how these compare from this perspective here. So the
tree's been simplified.
Has been simplified.
Yeah, they made its trunk less, I don't know. It doesn't have this little bumpiness.
Yeah. Let me look at this thing here. So the tree,
it's just missing this part, like at the end.
It is, yeah. It's kind of what you'd expect, I think.
They also got rid of the windows on the building right here to the left here. They're closed up and made into
they're just
straight up
textures.
So that saves quite a bit of geometry.
See, I love this kind of stuff. This is really cool to see because it shows this is a lot of work to go back and touch up all these assets, I think, to do this.
Completely, yeah.
And it's clear that they put a lot of time and effort into this port to get it to work. I would love to know how it paid off for them in terms of sales.
I don't know. I've never really met anyone who's really played the game on Xbox and then talked to me about it before, other than you, John.
Well,
So,
I think it's a good idea though, because Half-Life 2 was a demanding game, right, at that time. So offering it to console players, that's pretty great.
I mean, it's probably better than playing on a fixed function card or something like that, which you can do the original game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better than that. Yeah, let's take out that barrel.
Oh, here's another second bit of action here. Rich, are you ready? Is the PS3 ready?
How's that triple hold? The train. Ugh.
Yeah, don't die.
I did not die.
Man, I love the Half-Life 2 sounds.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, so satisfying.
It's the health station. I wonder how it's still reasonably complex. Oh, how about this glass here? I think they kept the braking. Yeah, it still brakes correctly.
Oh, that is looking good on the Xbox with the breakage there. Wow.
I feel like that's an iconic feature in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And not including the braking glass is a amount of heresy. So they did the right thing. They knew what they were doing. Rich, how's it going on that
it's going all right. We've not reached ground zero yet. We're getting close to it. I mean, it's slightly wobbly at the moment. The thing is, with the inconsistent frame pacing, you never quite know if it's...
what's going on.
Yeah, but this is where things start to get a bit hairy.
Gets a little ropey.
Yeah.
Same on the original Xbox here, as you can see. It's does not run very well.
The CPU side of things, it's got to be the CPU. Here's the thing, right? I mean, I played this at 60 frames per second or close to it on much weaker hardware. I remember looking at the 360 version and thinking 360 can do better than this.
Yeah. So the one thing we have to always
agree.
consider is they had in-order CPUs at that point in time versus the out-of-order stuff on PC. And if it is single-threaded, which this game most definitely is.
Yeah.
It could end up being a big detriment. But I don't know if it's big enough to warrant 60 to 30 of a drop. I don't know. Let's look at the water. The water looks so different on Xbox. Like if you just go back here a little bit, where I am.
I'm coming back here to get, so we can take a look here.
Mine a different area to you guys.
No, I'm right in front of the underpass right here.
Right, okay.
You're just there. Yeah. Just John needs to get back.
Ugh.
The Xbox
of the
is
way,
all
bud.
like.
So
No.
these planar reflections,
These are indeed beautiful planar
Yep.
reflections, and you can see
Classic
that they are.
reflections.
which explains why John hasn't got them.
I mean, it still looks good in the original.
Yeah, it did. It was amazing at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like.
But you know, planar reflections are pretty old school. But I mean, you'd even see those on like PS2, I think, that kind of
Oh
equivalent.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not heavy.
No.
Because you should basically to factor in, you're like doubling the geometry.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then the textures too, like depending upon what's going on. If it's not just instanced.
How does this look? Under the water, the distortion on Xbox is pretty. So they really changed the way the water works. You can see it's completely different.
Yeah. It still looks good though. Looks like a good looking
Yeah,
Xbox
it's a
game in that
nice
aspect.
facsimile of it. I would say it works. This is definitely one of those impossible port things, and the thing is though is that this runs at 480p, right? And some of Switch's ports are also 480p or worse.
God.
That's true.
So the resolution doesn't feel that crazy.
Yeah, here's our next loading coming up very shortly. I have a
man.
feeling that I will win that loading war.
His outfit's not looking great on Xbox here. Hello, sir. We've already gone.
Oh yeah, even the Vortigaunt's textures are pretty heavily degraded on his face.
Yeah. That carpet.
You're getting a different zap effect.
Yeah, he is.
That was always something that actually kind of bothered me about Orange Box, is I didn't like the changed zap effect. It's extremely pedantic to be thinking
That
about
guy.
such. Also, G-Man's eyes, and during the introduction sequence, I didn't comment on it, but they always looked a little bit off in the Orange Box version.
Well, you know, we can show that on screen right now. So there you go. Yeah, let's load.
Loading. You started later than both of us, Alex,
And I'm still gonna load quicker.
Yep.
So in terms of loading frequency, Xbox isn't.
That bad? It's a little bit
No,
more.
it's not that bad. There's a couple more
So,
inserted.
check out this.
depending on the stage.
There's less planks making up the obstacle ahead here on
Right.
John's version of the game.
Oh. Wow, that is. They
the
really.
geometry of the area is completely different for some
They
reason.
put this thing here.
Yeah. Whatever.
This must have been somewhat heavy geometrically, and they just kind of
Yeah.
reduced it down.
So something interesting here is that right. As soon as the structure collapses, my frame rate collapses. So this was, I mean, physics was a big thing for Half-Life 2, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And is it Havoc that they were using here?
It's the proto version of Havoc, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because whenever, I mean, this is the nadir. This is the problem with PlayStation 3, which is that whenever there are physics in play, decent amount of physics, it basically folds like a card table. It's
Yep.
really not good at all. So
That's
it basically says to me this isn't GPU bound at all with its 30 cap. It's
All that
all
single-threaded
all
running on
CPU.
on that cell on one
that
core.
SPE is it called, right?
No SPEs
Yeah. But I don't recall it. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at the 360 version, but I don't recall it being as bad as this. So
No, it's not. That's the version. I
that
had a
Valve did.
PC, of course, but I still picked up the 360 version back in the day because I wanted to play it on console. And the PS3 version was terrible, as you can see.
You're already going ahead there, John. How
Oh shoot! I'm at the mounted weapon.
do you get up there again? You have to walk over here, or do you stack?
There you go. You go
You,
in there.
no, you go in the red tube.
A red tube.
Yep. And there's a ladder. I mean, I pretty much have most of this game memorized at this point. I feel.
See, Half-Life 2 is one that I've beaten less than Doom 3, oddly enough, and also the original Half-Life. I really like the original Half-Life a lot.
Uh-oh.
I love how awkward these mounted guns are in the Half-Life universe. Like
They're
just
so awkward.
they just take away your view weapon, and then it's just like you're touching this really low geometric thing. It's just never looked good. It's very Half-Life 1. It's very like Gold Source looking.
Same with the I don't like the way they do the driving sequences in this game because, you know, Gordon does have hands. They just don't use them during that segment.
I mean,
I understand the challenges of that though, but still. Okay, whoops, wrong one.
Oh, I just saw a slight frame dip, probably GPU related, as an explosion occurred right close to the screen. So my first frame dip, really, that I've noticed so far. I'm getting
so that thing's running fantastic on there. Okay, here's this pipe. I'll wait for you guys.
Gotta wait for the rockets to destroy.
Wow, this texture.
I mean, I can't destroy it, right? Where do I go here? Over here?
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
You gotta shoot that, Rich.
Oh, you guys looking at that texture?
You have to physics that.
Gotta physics it. Barnacle. The reason why I want to see another Half-Life game in general, even a 2D one that is not, you know, VR, is just because I love the bestiary of Half-Life. It's so varied and cool.
Yeah.
Head crabs, zombies, barnacles. It's awesome.
Okay, so
This is a person just sitting in the vent over there, John? Like,
yeah. We should enter this pipe and trigger the next loading screen.
Yeah. Once Rich gets over there. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go on in.
Let's do it. 3, 2.
One of these days.
I didn't have a load.
We also
so
didn't have a load.
this is an Xbox exclusive.
Xbox exclusive loading.
World exclusive.
World premiere.
World premiere.
So silly.
Oh, the aliasing here. It's next level.
So the thing is,
specular aliasing.
on PC, it's like completely fine. It's totally odd. I wonder why Xbox is like so bad there.
It almost looks like it's missing MIP maps there somehow.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I think it's just. But I think they're there on the diffuse part, but like just the specular component is just it's just raw.
I mean, if you want to save memory, you get rid of the MIPS.
That's yes.
It's like it's totally bizarre, but it's the way you can do it.
Oh right, this is the explosive part. Wow.
They're like, go underwater.
Okay, continue on through this pipe. More aliasing from heck. Okay.
And we should be soon outside.
Oh, we're almost there, Rich. We're here. This is the spot, right?
Yeah, this is where we'll get PlayStation to be going under sort of under 20 frames per second here. Once we
let's shoot the bridge. Let's go.
Are we going to shoot it?
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh, I died. No.
No! Anticlimax.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't know how far I'm going to go back now. That's the crazy thing.
It should.
Let's wait and find out.
Oh gosh.
Combined with the horrific loading.
And
as we wait,
that's actually.
I'm right the way back here.
Okay, I think Alex, how about we jump over to the boat segment on Xbox and PC?
Let's do that.
We'll let the PS Triple kind of do its own thing.
PS Triple can do that.
Rich, you try to make progress just for fun, and we'll check on you to see how far you make it. You can give us commentary occasionally from the PS3 side.
Yeah, I didn't make it as far, so I can't jump to that section.
Yeah, this is one of those games, unfortunately, where it's like chapter unlocked, and there's no cheat codes to it, as far as I know.
Use one of my quick saves, however.
Do that.
Get me a bit further along, but I didn't have much joy with it. But maybe I'll get closer to you anyway.
We can at least show off the horrid performance when you blow up the bridge, among other things.
I've got library captures of that. Interestingly, when I share my screen with you, the frame rate analysis tools don't work properly. But I've got library footage of that, which I was sharing with you earlier to remind you of the horror.
The horror.
more the horror
John,
of,
is this
the,
area?
of the triple.
Looks pretty good on Xbox.
Yeah, let's hop in the boat then. There we go. And let's roll. So we'll check back in with Rich shortly, but for now we're just gonna go Xbox versus PC.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
People
It's not
don't
looking
like
good for
this
you.
level.
So generally,
I
the
love
color
this level.
schemes on the base Xbox, there, the OG seem to be somewhat different to the other versions. Is it
Like
just
a little
the-
bit muted.
Yeah. Is it just the analog component output, or is
No, I don't think so. I think it's just this version is different.
Yeah, I think they could have
Wow,
just
look at
used a
the-
different render target for all we know,
Yeah.
which would change things. Yeah, but I'm just looking at the lack of planar reflections on the Xbox here.
Yeah, looking out over the water, it really changes the look of the scene, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, completely. Let's take a look. Okay.
Yeah, to stand up on the top of the steps and look out here. Oh, they took out some of the background geometry. Look,
Oh yeah, it's all gone.
it's just
You're just countryside. You're not, high-rise Eastern Europe block buildings. But is the boat still there on the Xbox version, or did you break it?
I did not break it.
So
It's
there's
just
no
not
boat.
there.
They just don't have a boat.
How about these things here?
Very degraded on Xbox. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
So the Xbox version is like if an AI was remembering
Yeah,
what Half-Life 2 is like.
it's awesome.
Oh
though.
man. So you mentioned, Alex, that people don't like this level, and I've always found that odd
I
because
like it.
personally, this is one of my favorite levels in the whole game. I think it's a cool journey. I love the mechanic of commanding a vehicle and then getting out of vehicle and exploring.
I love it too.
You know what I mean?
I've always
That's a
been a
great-
big fan of it.
It's a great piece of game design right there. I don't need to go up there.
I don't even know what's up here. I don't recall. I'm just going. Oh, that's probably.
So yeah, stand. Well, once you get back outside, you should come over to this railing here.
How do I get this? Oh, I have to move this.
There you go.
Hot damn.
Complete.
So let's go back outside here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I just went through the floor.
And yeah, walk on over to the edge here by this little handrail, and we can just like look out over this area, kind of get an idea of
All the stuff missing in the background. So intense, that difference. Even the stuff on the ground, there's missing there too. Presuming it's not LODing away, but there's the pipe on the left-hand side that's
yeah.
missing as well.
it's gone.
It's just gone. Let me do a zoom there as well. It's gone. That's a lot of geometry
Yeah.
to call. And then all the boats and the rocks.
Yeah.
They still left the ramp though.
And if we turn around and look the other way, what do we got?
Oh, this one. the entire city behind is missing here. Let me.
It's all gone.
Let me just. Yeah.
There's just. Yeah.
I love that though. I actually do like that. And this
That's
is
pretty good.
Yeah, just the lack of reflections too. It's also another thing that's visible.
All right,
Get
back to
on
the boat.
Rich, how's it going over there?
Not well. I'll level with you.
Oh. Is it you that's not well, or is it the PS Triple?
It's the extremely long loading times when you die that are driving me to distraction.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's a serious problem with some games, including that version, where death becomes frustrating and it kind of ruins the game to a degree. Like, why would you ever want to play this on a more challenging difficulty level, right? Because like, you're just spending time waiting all the time. I haven't died yet on Xbox, so I'm not sure how long that takes.
Oh yeah, this is where you have
We
to.
might have to test it, but
set up the ramp, right? Using
Yep.
buoyancy, which is actually a pretty cool physics puzzle, if you ask me.
it is cool. I agree.
It's not bad. I've experienced.
I
worse
love this
physics
idea.
puzzles. Are there any more? No.
The thing is when you look at games like Duke Nukem Forever, you can tell that those guys were haunted by Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Like that was, they played that and they're like, oh man, we need to do all of that and more.
I mean, I think everyone was at some point in time so inspired by Half-Life 2 or Half-Life, like the entire FPS genre.
Yeah.
And
In a way that I think was bad for the genre.
yeah, it probably was. I don't know how many games even do Half-Life right, like when they try and do the formula. I'm not
Singularity.
Yeah, that's a good pick, actually. That's one we should also probably do a video on like this.
I agree. I love Singularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many other games nailed the Half-Life style of design, I wonder?
I would at least say for like the intro car ride aspect of it, games have done that pretty well. But like in terms of like the contiguous loading story through a world, I think a lot of other games really failed in that.
Yeah, that's not super well done in general when they tried.
Let's do
Can
this.
you imagine?
I guess you could...
Can you imagine if anybody else owned the Half-Life franchise? It would be mercilessly abused, and exploited. Whereas Valve just don't really. You know, I'm not going to say they don't care, because I think they do care about Half-Life, but they're not looking to do it. You know, they've kind of said, how can we top this? And the answer is with extreme difficulty. So we're probably not going to try. I do think
they did Half-Life Alyx.
We were talking about this earlier, right? There is a case to remake Half-Life 1 and 2.
I agree. They
with
absolutely
modern
should.
sensibilities.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, I know they said they maybe shouldn't do it VR just so more people could play it, but also if they VR-ified Half-Life 1, it would be pretty awesome. Like, the mechanics of Half-Life Alyx are awesome.
Exactly. Like, we have the Half-Life 2 VR mod, for instance, which is phenomenal, but it's still the same base game, right? And Half-Life Alyx specifically has mechanics designed for VR.
But you're specifically talking about a visual remake, right?
A visual remake using, like, Half-Life Alyx assets, essentially, which I imagine someone could actually do, given the asset similarity between the games. I honestly forget where I'm supposed to go here.
Knock that ramp out.
Oh,
This
there's
is
a
the
ramp
section.
there. Yeah.
But they never followed up Alex either. That's the interesting thing.
Nope.
I'm assuming they
shame.
probably didn't make money on it. Or maybe they did.
I actually
It's not a driving concern for Valve, though, is it?
No, it was a passion project by far. Just you can tell by the love put into every little bit of it. And who even knows how profitable VR games are in general? I have no, how do you say it, understanding of that.
Guess we'll find out with PSVR 2.
Loading.
Which seems, yeah.
Oh god, this is terrible.
Oh yeah, I can already see the performance.
Even
Poor Rich. Even through the stream.
Yeah.
It's awful.
That's my word.
Playing this again, I gotta say, my takeaway here is that it is actually playable on Xbox. Like, the frame rate can be pretty dire at times, but you can still experience Half-Life 2 on this system.
I played quite a way into it back in the day. You know the area, I think it was in a prison where you had you positioned the turrets.
Yeah, that's pretty late.
Which was an awesome level. I got that far on the Xbox.
Oh, wow, okay. So that's a fair amount.
So I probably played it more on Xbox than I did on PC, which is interesting.
Whoa.
From back in the day, yeah. Yeah, that glass is really good.
I love that stuff. Man, just playing this game, chilling, it's a good time.
It is a good time. Yeah, man, Valve. It would be nice if they did make more games. Given the quality. Like Half-Life 2 isn't even my favorite Valve game, and I'm just playing this like, yeah, this is fun. I always forget about man hacks.
Man, the pop-in I just experienced there was next level. Curious to see how this compares once you get outside.
Right out there very shortly, and that's where we have to defend the area with the gun, right?
So, how's the PS Triple doing over there, Rich?
Well, it's okay, right? As soon as there are any meaningful physics interactions, it really is horrible. So,
So you're looking at it from like right here, John?
Yeah, check it out. Look at that.
What the hell?
They they lobotomy. They gave the game a lobotomy, like a lobotomy software. They put up an occlusion wall.
You cannot
rather
see
than
anything.
The graded fence you cannot see. So, I bet, yeah, that's pretty neat. That's a cool idea.
Genuinely shocked they did that. That's cool. That's something I wouldn't have expected either for this entire area. You just can't see any of it.
Okay.
Smart.
Oh, look! If you jump over, you
it.
can see there's something there, but it's pretty. And it's a completely thin piece of geometry. Look at that.
Yeah, saving vertices
So
again. Once again.
They just. That's fantastic.
It's just a quad, a big quad, just going through the level. It's awesome.
Phenomenal.
They do keep the shader effect for the energy shield here, though.
I noticed that. Yeah. Whoa, the ceiling in there.
There are a lot of nice little touches in this game, though. Like I noticed when I entered the room, the Combine was peeking from his cover, so I could see that he was already there. Like that's like a nice tell from a gameplay perspective that I really like.
Man, I feel like the best way to describe some of these objects is that they ran them through Google Earth, and this is what we got. How's that ceiling look for you?
It's padded.
Like padded. It looks. It's pretty gnarly looking on Xbox here.
So one thing is, yours also looks like more grayscale. I almost think that they simplified the light map here in this room.
Yeah. That's interesting. Again, all in service of saving that precious memory.
I know, right? They did a good job, though, all considering what we've seen so far. I think it's running okay.
So do you think it's a memory optimization, all of these cutbacks, as opposed to a GPU rendering?
I think it's a mix of all of that.
Yeah, it's a we need to get this running, please help us, God, kind of situation.
Just cut all non-essential things down as far as it goes, so that it still looks like Half-Life 2, but runs better. So, which makes me wonder, like, would it not have been interesting if Xbox spec had been available? As at least patched into the PC version.
Oh, I would love that. I mean, I think
because that would.
As time goes on, though, and people like break apart that Xbox version, it might actually be possible. Because
I would love to
they
see
probably
that.
use the same level format. I would hope.
Are people actually doing that? Because surely, I mean, the game's been out decades, so surely they would have looked at it by now.
I would hope.
There's some information out there about the formats that they used on Xbox, so. People have definitely done some digging into it. I guess the desire to recreate this is low, but I still think it would be neat. It makes me think about how I actually did die.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
I was being sloppy. So now let's see how long it takes to load on Xbox. You watching, Rich? Let's see if this is.
So I'm playing on normal here, and I'm not really paying attention too much, but I'm dying too, almost. Gotta be careful. Running low on ammo.
That was a long loading, but I think it's shorter than PS3.
Oh, I think it definitely is, based on what Rich has shown so far. Loads awfully on PlayStation 3.
Oh, frame rate here though. Oh boy.
Little specks of HP I get.
Heck yeah, let's go. Combine soldiers. Man, just there's something so special about this era though. Half-Life 2, the reveal,
It's
everything around it. I don't know. It's so memorable.
One of my favorite parts of PC gaming was like, I would say like 2003, 2002 to 2007, 8. It's like
It was a great era.
very special era for me, where I was just all over PC gaming all the time.
I remember drooling over Supreme Commander at the time.
Oh yeah,
Like, I want to do this on multiple monitors.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna have a multi-core PC, so Supreme Commander runs better. Things like that. Or World in Conflict. I played the demo beta version of World in Conflict like ad nauseum. Another RTS.
And then there's Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Yeah, which we're gonna have to. I will definitely kind of want to look at one day. It's one that only has a PC version, so it almost requires like a retro video of its own. But
Yeah.
love that game. Probably something to do
Back outside.
when Stalker 2 comes out.
It's true. Yeah, the boat textures have been stripped down pretty far too. The
Look at the
instrument cluster there.
Look at the,
it's not even a cluster. It's like
I'm gonna
the
move forward
single
a bit
gauge.
so we can get a little bit more light on it. But look at the handrail, the hand. I don't know what you call those. The things where he puts his hands. They're also incredibly simplified as well.
Handlebars. They've been simplified. Wow, this whole thing.
Hey, it runs. It works.
Lovely jubbly. Okay. Again,
Rich, how are things going over there?
Not great.
How's that PS
As
triple?
usual, it's just torturous, I think, at this point.
Yeah, playing a game like this on the PS3 with the I don't know. It's
The question
thing
was
so
game right? Was it a complete waste of time?
I mean, I'm.
they ended up.
I'm not.
They have a nice port of Portal 2.
They did put the effort in on Portal 2. There's no doubt about it.
I would say I'm a fan of the hardware in terms of it being a fascinating piece of hardware, but I would never have wanted to have worked on it.
Yeah, that's a good way to
You know
put
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a cool piece of hardware and really weird, which makes it interesting. That's why I have a fascination with it, because it's strange, but I don't think it's great hardware.
Well, we were just talking about Battlefield 3, right? Where they put all that effort into the PS3 port. I guess that would have been used in Battlefield 4, even though that was primarily a PS4 and Xbox One title. But after that, all of that work just died. There's no point.
See, the thing I've looking back, the thing about PS3 is like it took like 4 years or so for multi-platform games in general to become pretty good, right?
Yeah, but
maybe
some of the late ones were poor as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's a period kind of right in the middle of the life cycle of PS3 where the multi-plat stuff is good on PS3, but early and late stuff it tends to be awful. And I think it's probably a little bit similar to Xbox One, although Xbox One is
Just bad
awful,
all throughout.
obviously. But you know, Xbox One, it started off pretty rough, and then versions got better, and developers had to put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, and then it got worse again.
And then it got worse again, and same thing happened with the PS3. 360, I think we can say it officially that the Xbox 360 as a console is a better machine than PlayStation 3. Does everybody agree with that?
I think everyone would. Most people would.
I think it's a better machine.
Yeah.
Except the Sony Defense Force.
Except for, I mean,
because we just don't understand the power of the cell. That's it.
I guess it could be argued that they both have thermal problems.
Oh, yeah. That's
inexcusable early on, but
yeah, we almost forgot about the YLOD and
wow, this area is crazy.
Yeah, it is really good looking here on PC.
I hope people are still watching this because we're just having a good time playing through this and
chilling and
experiencing the glory of Half-Life 2 on all these machines.
Well, you are.
Okay.
More specifically.
Yeah.
Where do I go from here? Because there doesn't appear to be a.
Okay? Did you? Okay, now you have to go back up into that other room.
Right.
And you swim down under the water, and there's another passage through.
Okay.
And then you have to free the spindle things from the bottom by breaking wooden boards.
Right. So yes, I do dimly recall that.
Puzzles.
The dismounts from the ladders are a bit of a pain.
Yes.
The ladders are.
They really, really are. Welcome to Source. Like, that's all I gotta say.
The funny thing is like the solution to ladders that ended up kind of being settled on today is just do custom animation work for it. So like you hit the button and there's no way to like get out of the ladder, right?
Yeah.
It like locks you in. You get a scripted animation where this was still of the era where like when you're on a ladder, you're still free to do whatever. So you just jump off, and that could make it a little bit fiddly.
So some games, I mean, it never came out, but Prey 2 seemed to have a system where if you were to get on things that would maybe be a ladder, you could still aim.
Right.
Some games are trying to do that, but I don't think many do actually at this point.
I would say though, even though it's still animation driven, Mirror's Edge does ladders really well. Like it feels good to run and jump and grab a ladder in that game. But I mean, this Mirror's Edge is just good.
Yeah, it's just a good game. I'm probably gonna die here. Oof.
Yeah, I did too. And maybe that's a good place to wrap it up then.
Yeah. If you're still watching, I hope you enjoyed this video of us going back, looking at Half-Life 2.
We should probably check in again real quick with Rich before we go off. Rich, is it going any better over there?
No, not really. I'm going down now into that lower area.
Yeah.
And then there's this thing here.
No, you have to swim to the other room. There's like something on the side.
As you can see, the PS3 is
right there. The red pipe right there.
Yeah, okay.
But you're out of oxygen. If you go through, you're gonna die.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe not.
But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell in the corner to be informed as soon as Digital Foundry posts a video.
And if you donate 1,000 USD to the channel, we'll lock Rich in a room and make him play through every game on the orange box on the PS.
We'll make him
Rich.
wait
it's official.
to find a server populated for Team Fortress 2 in the orange box. It'll take a decade. But yes, please support us on Patreon as well. Comment below. This is Alex saying Auf Wiedersehen und...
Sorry, Rich.
Well, I'm just going to say Gabe was right.